Hello everyone, and welcome back to Sonic Adventure 2 on the SEGA Dreamcast. I am one Welsh sheep yet again.
Darn, why do they always leave a sweet little innocent girl like me alone?
Well, well, young lady, is there something I can help you with?
Dr. Eggman!
If you value your life, you will tell me where Sonic and Tails are. Let's take care of business first, shall we, Sonic? Hand over the Chaos Emerald, slowly, and then we'll talk about your girlfriend. That is, if you really care for her.
Hand him over the fake emerald? I can kill two birds with one stone!
Put the emerald down right there and back off.
You turned into a big-time villain, Doctor!
Whoa! You thought you could trick me with that fake emerald, didn't you?
So, how did you know it wasn't the real one?
Tails!
Because you just told me once, boy. Now for a little space ride.
That clears the colony bad! I'm counting on you, Tails! Amy, take care of yourself.
Farewell, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonic!
Farewell, my admirable adversary. Now we have some unfinished business to take care of. Give me the real emerald, I will release you both. You have my promise.
Sonic!
Huh?
Sonic is asking for the first time to do something for him. I won't let him down. I won't give up. What have you done to Sonic? I'll never forgive you for this.
And there we are, ladies and gentlemen. Now it's time for another boss fight with Miles Tails Power himself. And this is a little bit easier than we fought Eggman as Tails, primarily just because of the extra health that we have access to now, ladies and gentlemen. So, it's the same fight, exactly the same fight through and through. Tails has the exact same tactics. And one thing I haven't actually brought up is Tails and Eggman actually have more moves other than the giant mega laser here. They can occasionally shoot out these missile packs from the back of their mechs, which, well, Tails just, there it is now, Tails just used it on me, where they just shoot the missiles out, and it's very easy to dodge, you just run out the way. But yeah, the boss fight is exactly the same as you expect, so it's not too bad.
I guess he was just a regular hedgehog after all.
Legend has it when all 7 Chaos Emeralds are collected, the power creates a miracle. I have 6 of them. They're mine. All mine.
I don't think
Shadow.
so. That was your plan. Or was it a direct order from the president? Now I know who you are. You're that government spy, Rouge the Bat, aren't you?
As opposed to that world-famous racquetball player, Rouge the Bat.
So you did your homework. Is that it? I would say that's an invasion of privacy.
I could say the same thing about you.
It looks like things aren't quite going your way. But since my job was done, I thought it was time to take what's mine and get out of this place.
One pathetic creature.
Look who's talking. What about you? Here are the results of the research project called the Ultimate Life Form. But this picture of the real ultimate life form named Shadow, then exactly who or what is standing in front of me?
Time never start away from me. When looking for is Dr. Eggman.
Chaos Emeralds where they are. The fake emerald is good enough for you.
Do you actually believe that you're the real Shadow?
No doubt.
Even your memories might not be real, you know?
Even if my memories are not real, it's still me, Shadow. And I will fulfill my promise to Maria. That's the only thing that matters to me now.
And now we are, ladies and gentlemen, now it's time for the final chase, the final speed level of the entire game, ladies and gentlemen. That is correct, we are almost at the very, very end of the game. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the worst speed level in the game. And it's not due to the general level design. The general level design of the stage itself is pretty good. It's just all around a glitchy game. It's a glitchy stage for the most part, and there's so many issues in terms of these gravity platforms just being a bit awkward to traverse, and they're a pain in the ass for the most part. They could have just basically been handled better, you know, folks. Because throughout the course of the stage, what differentiates this one from Sonic's final stage is we do need to traverse these gravity platforms, and that was entirely my own fault. Good job, me! I'm a good gamer! No, basically, we're gonna... Wow, I suck. We're just gonna need to make use of these green gravity platforms from this point onwards in order to progress further. And basically, whenever you get within range, you get sucked into their gravitational pulse. For example, if they're going up or down, you'll be able to get sucked into their gravitational pull, and you'll be able to go up and down vertically on each of these platforms. And the horizontal versions are the same, only horizontal, you know, ladies and gentlemen. So they're a little bit glitchy. I think pretty much almost everything in this game that involves gravity mechanics is just a little bit off and not as refined as it should be. But, you know, for the most part, it's still not a bad level by any means. It's just the weaker speed level. It doesn't mean it's a bad level in general. I mean, let's face it, it's no Mad Space. I hate that stage. But again, like Vietnam flashbacks from that level, seriously. But, you know, from the most part, everything you expected from Sonic's stage still returns. You know, you have lots of grinding to deal with, you have lots of space traveling, and you do get the ability to skip segments of the level if you know exactly where you are at and where you are going, ladies and gentlemen. So, you know, this is... Well, it's to a lesser extent than Sonic's level, because you don't have as many opportunities to do giant skips. But, you know, it still has the same general level design mentality behind it. You know, you're in space, you have a lot of places, lots of ways you can go. You can either go down for the safe route, or you can jump across for the not so safe, but a lot more fulfilling route, you know, ladies and gentlemen. Although, if you go all the way up to the top by here, ladies and gentlemen, and do a good enough jump, you will actually be able to get hold of a secret power-up here. This is the Mystic Melody. I think this is the first one of these. No, it's the second one. I picked one up with Sonic as well. I didn't really describe it properly when we got Sonic's version of this, but basically it's a context-sensitive move, and we push the button near certain items, and things happen. Basically, you're going to need these power-ups in order to gain access... Well, not gain access, but you're going to need these Mystic Melody power-ups in order to complete some of the missions that you can actually do in the main mission mode of the game, which, for the most part... Well, I say for the most of those missions you need Mystic Melody for. It's going to be something as simple as find a Chow, because... One thing I haven't really brought up properly is the fact that there are missions you can accomplish in each stage outside of the basic get to the gold ring, you know. If you go select these stages on the world map screen, which I will be showing off later on, ladies and gentlemen, then you'll be able to choose things like collect 100 rings, get through the stage in a hard difficulty, find the hidden item, you know, ladies and gentlemen. Basically, there's a lot more to this game than I will be showing off in this LP. And the reason I'm not showing off all of the missions is because, fuck that. I'm not doing all those missions. I have things to do in my life, you know, like more other games to LP, and I got games to review. I haven't got the time to go after all that nonsense. But there are loads of extra missions and stuff to actually accomplish if you really so choose, you know, ladies and gentlemen. And if you want to get everything out of this game, you will need to beat those missions entirely, so... I'm going to show off exactly what you unlock if you beat those missions, but I'm not actually gonna do those side missions you can do just for the sake of my own sanity, you know, ladies and gentlemen. I do apologize, but let's face it, I want this game to be a 15-part and not a 40-part LP. Because it will probably increase the game time by that much if I decide to do the main stages, you know, all the missions. That's a rough estimate. I actually have no idea how long it would take me. But I digress. Anyway, in a stage, one thing I really do despise are the actual chaos, artificial chaos. There they are. I forgot the name of the creatures for a second there. And basically the same rules apply to when the last time I came up and I was bitching about those things, but they're a pain in the ass, because they will always catch you when you least expect it, and every time you're about to attack, do your homing attack on them. What I notice is sometimes they will shoot a laser beam at the last second, so sometimes I'm about to homing attack them, and suddenly, oh god, eye lasers, and I just lose all my rings because of that. And every now and then I'll find myself just plummeting to the earth because, oh, eye laser just over a bottomless pit. Thank you, artificial chaos. Pain in the ass those things are. But yeah, that's not a bad stage by any means. It's just not as good as, say, the other speed levels. Just a little bit too glitchy and a little bit too bland for my tastes.
You never cease to surprise me, Blue Hedgehog. I thought that capsule you were in exploded in space.
You know, what can I say? I die hard.
So, there's more to you than just looking like it. What are you, anyway?
What you see is what you get. Just a guy that loves adventure. I'm Sonic the Hedgehog.
I see. But you know, I can't let you live. Your days are coming to an end.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to tackle Sonic as the boss fight. And Sonic's boss fight is exactly the same as when you were fighting against Shadow. Same actual, like, combat mechanics apply. You know, you still have to do the same thing to beat him. The only difference is Sonic's Sonic's unique move that he uses against you if you get too far in the back is the Sonic Wind move, which is a little bit harder to dodge in comparison to Shadow's Chaos Spear, but you know, all things considered, it's still a pretty easy boss fight. And this is probably the only time in the series where Sonic will consistently use Chaos Control. Like, I mentioned that Chaos Control is a move that Sonic uses like once in the series, and never again. Previously in the LP. I should have really exaggerated that it was only in this game, in the series, they really uses it, because otherwise, technically he uses it again in this boss fight. And it's like I said, exactly the same boss as Shadows. There's no difference whatsoever. The only difference is you do need to be a little bit more careful of Sonic's Wind move as opposed to Shadow's Spear move, because it's just a little bit more harder to dodge. It's just a little bit more frustrating. But with that, I am the victor yet again, and Sonic is down and out. Hail to the air.
This completes my plan to take over the world. Now begins the glorious era of the Empire of Eggman.
Interesting fact, that danger sign actually changes to a warning sign in the battle and HD versions of the game. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for Sonic Adventure 2's Dark Side story. And personally, I would say it has both some of the strongest levels in the game and some of the weakest levels in the game. Now, in terms of speed levels, the Hero Side story wins outright. The Hero Side story has the best speed levels in my opinion. And in terms of treasure hunting story, treasure hunting levels, the hero side story also wins in that regard. But I would say the dark side story has, without a doubt, the best shooting levels out of the entire thing. It just feels like the shooting levels fit Eggman perfectly, and he just has the best designed levels out of the lot. So overall, I would say I prefer the hero storyline, but the dark side storyline is pretty damn good if you like using the Eggman mech and whatnot. Also, I love the idea of just going to see things from the evil side perspective. I love seeing behind the scenes with Eggman, seeing what his plan is, seeing him think about things as they go along. I don't know, I do like the fact that more recent Sonic games have started incorporating this a bit more, even if we're not even playing as Eggman, so it's just something I like, I just like being able to see behind the scenes on a negative, evil side. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for the Dark Side story. We are not quite done with this LP yet. We still need to show off the rest of the power-ups that I missed out on during the main playthrough. And I will have to show off the final stage of the game itself, alongside the bonus parts, which shows off things like the chow racing and what have you. So we still got a little bit more to this LP left. We still got another 3 parts to go, so I hope you guys still tune in for those 3 parts. And with that, thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. Don't be sheepish, people. Now catch you all next time as we begin the last story of the game. Bye!
You live and fly forever.